So we're just gonna do.
We're gonna review Kick-Ass 2 first.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're here. That's what we do. Wow. Kick-Ass 2.
So let your challenge.
Shut up!
That was awesome.
Also, look, the challenge of this review. I was gonna say it was good.
That was awesome. Okay.
What was this challenge? Death Star?
Okay.
So,
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. The whole, I can see why some people say it's lacking. More or less because it doesn't have, Dave Rising anymore. I mean, he's...
Rise.
Yeah, he's become kick-ass. Really, the only thing he can do is become better, and
get a suit of
This
armor.
battle is done.
God damn it!
oh, it's in the battle's done. It might have turned itself off. Look at it. The Death Star is like fucked up and runs on like. Okay. But yeah, now it's all about him becoming the better kick-ass, basically, to kick more ass and take more names, and like make a little like neat black look face then.
And to actually give him a tragic backstory.
Well, he had a tragic backstory. His mom died in a brain.
Well, a
aneurysm.
tragic revenge type backstory,
And that comes in halfway to play into the movie, so it really is not needed. I mean, we already had Jim Carrey steal the show, basically.
Yeah.
Before the first half, as Colonel Stars and Stripes.
And then they do some things that will make you feel better if you've read the comics.
I'll say it right now. I fucking hate the Kick-Ass comics. They're so mean-spirited and just awful, and it doesn't feel like he's accomplished anything. He doesn't get the girl. He doesn't... I mean, yeah, he loses the girl, but he gets rebounded, so we're in the green. We're good. He gets a superhero chick, so that's better than prep nerd.
I don't know if he actually gets the chick in this, though.
Well, they made out and had sex. It's good
It's
enough.
ambiguous after, though, but then Mindy kisses him and...
I don't think Mindy's going to be the love interest in it.
Well, she's not. She's going to New York unless they're going to do some kind of weird love story.
Or like...
Also, she's 15, which is a little... To borrow from Winkara, squiggy.
Yeah. It's squiggy until both parties are out of high school, basically. And then age differences really don't matter.
Yeah.
But if one of them's still in school, if like big grade differences are really weird. Like there's people that talk all the time when we went to high school about what is the proper age, and basically that's what most people decided on is if in more than 5 years if any parties are really still in school, it's kind of weird. But we're not here to talk about relationships. We're more or less here to talk about the movie and how different and better than it is in the comics. And I guess saying someone's better than the Kick-Ass comics isn't really saying much since they're bad.
Since they have none of the guy who made Superman Red Sun in them. They have hints there, but then he just kind of leaves.
Is that, is he actually not right for it, or he just doesn't care?
He just doesn't seem to be the same guy when he's writing Kick-Ass.
Yeah. I mean, Kick-Ass in the comics is like a full-on parody kind of thing, and I guess it's more realistic, mean-spirited, but when you watch any kind of superhero movie or stuff, you really don't want to see that. I mean, every hero has risen and got their lives better other than Batman. And I know the internet's gonna hate me, but Batman's awful. He doesn't get anywhere. He doesn't develop. He just mopes all the fucking time.
And he almost died, which I was happy, and then time bomb shit.
Yeah. Which was never explained, and we don't need to go into that because I think Lynn Cowers basically give his opinions on that. I think most people are giving their opinions on superheroes coming back, and in this, we don't really need to worry about superheroes coming back because they're humans and there's no mythical aspect whatsoever in the Kick-Ass series.
It really just points out that they're regular people, and the moral's nice, and then it says something about becoming a badass. You have to be a badass.
Yeah, there's everybody. It sounds like everybody should be a hero, and they don't need a costume, but there should be one guy above them all. As like a symbol thing, kind of like what Batman was doing when he kind of discouraged the other Batmans with guns and stuff. Because there's a very thin line between hero and more like anti-hero. I wouldn't really say vigilante because they're vigilantes all around.
I mean, I think the line they really drew was with Mindy in this movie, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, when she went away after she said she killed 6 guys with a cop's gun. I mean, it really kind of gave more strength to what they're doing. Dave really taking up the full mantle and becoming a badass and probably killing more people has shed his life completely. I think that was more of the moral. You know, if you're going to become a superhero,
Yeah.
you can't have a life.
But really, he didn't kill anybody in this movie. I think they're going away from him killing. Or maybe they'll save it, but I think it's going to be more
I
of
don't
that
know.
Superman complex.
He gunned down the bad guy in the first one with bazooka.
Well, yeah, but
He wasn't really trying hard to save Chris. I mean, he had one hand on the guy, and he wasn't trying to lift him off. He was just kind of, I don't know.
to make it look good, even though nobody was there to see. Maybe it was to make it look good
Yeah.
to him.
And it does regular people as heroes and heroes in general really well.
Like, I think they had it in the comics too, but they don't just fight villains, they actually do services and stuff like that.
Like
I don't think they ever showed it in the comics.
they had
but I think it was
they had
mentioned.
soup kitchens and like they walk people home, and I think they kind of just stand up more dangerous streets to make sure people get home and so nothing happens. And I mean at the end, is it Dr. Gravity or Mr.
Dr. Gravity.
Dr. Gravity's character, who was played by the guy that plays Turk in Scrubs. I don't know many actors' names. I just don't
He's not a big actor.
care.
I like him. I like
He's
the
a
guy
funny
who
guy.
plays him, but he's not a big deal or anything.
I bet there's gonna
Don't
be
get me wrong.
a Scrubs fan that just pulls up the name like, oh, he's da-da-da, you fucking assholes. They're just racist.
Oh, you don't think he's that great, but you're covering your tracks by saying, oh, he's still a good, fun guy.
He's hilarious. I'll give him that. His character is hilarious, and he can pull off higher check stuff. I really don't want to see. I don't think I really could see him in a less than a Jack role, which kind of brings us to Jim Carrey playing a serious character, which I guess we've seen in 23 and
23, though, I love the movie, but I don't know how seriously I would actually take it. Because he does a serious performance, but it's kind of...
what other serious movies was he in? Or I mean, the guy, I think he's knighted. So
I don't know, but he can do a serious role.
yeah, and this wasn't really. I guess it wasn't really serious. It was dry humor.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why it worked, because it was mixing the two Jim Carreys, but really downplaying the more jokester
the
version.
Ace Ventura one.
Yeah. It's kind of like The Mask, if The Mask wasn't insane.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the other characters. We talked about
Night Bitch, who...
Night Bitch was interesting in her.
She got kind of promoted in this movie, because if I remember correctly, in the comics she didn't really do much at all.
Yeah, but I don't mind her being the new love interest, and
I don't like what they did with Katie Dozma. I thought that was really... Like, it was too easy.
it's kind of like the actress didn't want to do it, so they just
Yeah.
kind of phoned her in. It's like, hey, you gotta do a couple scenes, and then we'll let you go.
It's kind of like why I hate Hellboy 2 for a reason. They kind of got an actor off in a very immature way where they could have handled it better. I don't know, that's what bothered me. But Night Bitch was nice.
I think she will evolve and develop as a character.
Yeah.
Was she one of the people that threw down... I think basically every superhero threw down
Yeah,
the mantle. Other than Kick-Ass, which devoted his whole life. So I don't know if we're going to see him have a love interest, since his life has become being the hero.
Yeah. I do hope he doesn't. I do hope they keep to the fun kick-ass though. Like I kind of hope he's kind of a knight.
The way he phrased it, though, becoming a badass, it sounds something like Big Daddy or
Yeah.
Batman would say. So he's probably gonna be more like a Nightwing /
Yeah, that's
Red
what I
Hood
kind of want to see is a
character.
Nightwing. Because Nightwing still kept all the fun stuff except.
Yeah. Actually, some of the actors that were also there's some really great lines, but I agree with the Katie Dozema thing, how she wasn't thrown off because it was a misunderstanding and it was really lame, and they did some like I don't know, it was satire, just poking at the whole teenage concept. That was pretty funny.
Are you meaning with Mindy? Or?
Yeah, Mindy supposed to be a regular teenager when she's actually the most human of all of them.
I have conflicting feelings on how that was written at times, but I did like what they were going with.
I like the scenes overall, other than when we got the really like weird, gross scenes. That was messed up and not needed, but the rest of it was excellently done.
I think one thing that weirded me out about that is she's going to be in Carrie, and it's kind of a lot of like when you think of it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, because you got a trailer for Carrie, so it kind of weirded me out.
I don't want to see Carrie. I don't. Carrie was probably done good enough.
Carrie is one of the trailers where it had its creepy moments, which was nice, but I don't think that's one movie I would really want to go to.
I might rent it. I might see how like somebody's like, hey, you wanna watch the 2 Carrie movies together? Like
I might do it for Halloween sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know.
None of the trailers were good.
Can't even really remember the trailers. That's my worst part.
One minor character I actually liked a lot that we kind of saw was Chris's mom. Actually, that was pretty funny. How she's just become like an overboard alcoholic and just denial about the dad's death and what he really was.
And Chris, I kind of like what they did with him because they never took him too seriously.
He was never meant to. He wasn't even serious in the comics.
But what they did, though, is they set up his uncle, which really helped make him a character that you knew was going to be killed off, but still, he could be the main villain.
Yeah. Chris being set up to fall, basically, as it was in this, was really well done. I mean, he was never meant to be taken serious. He was a spoiled kid. He was basically kick-ass, but the whole the whole reality of the situation never hit him. Of what being a supervillain or a superhero was. He just wanted the name and the fame, and he didn't want anything else. But we went full circle with his death. Now he is Red Mist. So
It's still a terrible joke.
it's a pun.
That's another reason it's a
that's
terrible
why it's
joke.
horrible. It's a pun, and
it's also kind of in bad taste.
He deserved his horrible
Yeah.
death. The minor villains were really fun, and it was really hilarious that
Having Chuck Liddell in there.
Yeah,
that was fun. His complex with doing very racial names are very...
Yeah, basically the stereotype comic naming was very funny. I can't remember his assistant's name. Javier, wasn't it?
Yeah, Javier.
He was pretty entertaining.
I did feel bad when he died, honestly.
Yeah, that sucked. It sucked a lot because he was. I don't really know if you can consider Dave a protagonist at this point because he's beyond us.
Yeah.
He's a hero now. I mean, Javier was more or less the protagonist in the sense of somebody we can, or like the fish out of water. He just went along and did what Chris said because
even his friends kind of had that protagonist quality.
Yeah, they were more to our level than beyond us. And Marty as battle guy was really good. And
Todd was kind of thrown in, but I knew what they were doing and it didn't offend me.
Todd was a different actor, and Todd kind of went inadvertently Judas. I'm gonna say Todd betrayed him. I mean, I don't know if he intended to. Probably not.
He didn't. He had no idea what
But
he was
he
getting.
thought it was all a game, basically, and which was ridiculous because Marty and Kick-Ass said it wasn't a game, and Kick-Ass's exploits were already known as it being very serious. Yeah. So I don't know why he interpreted it as a game.
I don't know. I think it's really because when you're on the outside, you don't understand.
Yeah,
I think that's how
he became a third wheel. And kind of looking back at it, I think Marty was the third wheel kind of in the first one. He had some awesome jokes like the beginning of it. He's like, "Why hasn't anybody tried to be a superhero?" I was like, "Because it's impossible, dumbass." And
they got a really good comedy actor for Marty too.
Yeah, he was in Sex Drive.
Sex Drive, yeah. I liked him in that.
I think his dad was a lawyer in that one too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that lawyer joke that came before the real.
Yeah, and that was the death. The death scenes have been toned down, but some of them are like really off-putting because some of them are really violent, and then other ones just are glanced over. It's like you could see why they had there was a different writer because how differently they handled the scenes.
With the killing the dog thing, that I'm not that evil, that was kind of nice because we all knew where we thought it was going. But I think at times that kind of message just got taken away.
I kind of... I mean, you kind of felt where it was going because if you knew the comic book, but even if you didn't, the dog being completely hopeless usually leads to a dead animal.
I don't think it's really the dog thing because, like, in Man of Steel, that pissed me off, but...
Oh, the dad sacrificing himself?
Yeah.
When the dog is, like, old, it is a dog, it's, like, natural.
When it's that dog, though, when it's a dog from this movie...
It's helpless at this point.
Yeah.
And it can fight back. That's what would really be disheartening about it. If it wasn't caged, it would do a number. I mean, it would lose. It's a dog, but...
Whatever happened to the dog after that?
I would like to think it kind of became a mascot because you all see him kind of remembering the Colonel. So...
I just realized you never see that dog again.
Yeah, you never see Eisenhower again, which is a girl apparently, which is kind of weird, but...
Which was in the comics too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was. God, we even talked about the dog. Everybody had a point. I kind of feel Mindy was kind of pointless, actually. I mean, Hurley, she wasn't a mentor. She was just there doing her own thing. Stars and Stripes was the mentor. I mean, he was more like an ex-criminal, so they can all look up to it that they were doing something right.
I think I wasn't bothered by the Mindy thing because I think how I felt was they were doing something different than the comics.
Yeah.
Where knowing Mark Miller in the comics, he's probably never going to ever give it up.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, she kind of went full circle herself.
She didn't. I don't think she gave it up. I think she just left town.
We don't actually know, but...
That's just my opinion.
I guess for now we can interpret it differently.
Yeah. Marcus kind of did more.
Yeah, but he did more in the first Kick-Ass comic. In the movie, he did a lot more too. I think in the movies they wanted to keep Marcus around a lot more because they knew.
Him sitting in the room, he was really thinking about his position in life.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was thinking his position in life like, I failed or that the police in general failed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting to just maybe see him as a superhero, become the Commissioner Gordon to Kick-Ass in a way. Shit. What other villain character? Well, we already talked about Ralph, and probably I want to see him as Kick-Ass 3 villain. I kind of want to see him as super villain because he's already kind of that evil.
Okay, the thing that first hit me is I was trying to figure out who he was. And he's Jorah, and he can play a complete badass. And he nailed villainy in this.
Yeah.
Like, Jorah, you don't see any villainy. You see a guy who's just really committed. This, he played villain, and he could totally return.
Yeah, I would like to see Ralph introduced. Ralph wasn't in the comics, and he's a named person. He's not like, oh, your uncle, blah blah blah, or you're just your uncle. Plus, he says he's got more guys, and this isn't the right time, and that Kick-Ass is just a punk. So
maybe what they'll do is something less like the fake outs in Transformers that they do all the time, where Kick-Ass is kind of alone
yeah,
with that, which would be cool to see, really.
I don't know.
In that position.
The heroes themselves are fun, but they're awful heroes and awful role models. Because the first time things go wrong, they kind of just want to give it up. Other than Gravity kind of didn't want to. It kind of sounded like in the Insect guy didn't want to, but
The Insect guy was kind of cool because of the fact he didn't wear a mask.
yeah, because he said it was like being in the closet again because he's gay and he's kind of protecting gay rights and other people and things
Which
like
was
that.
a cool little point.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of the heroes I loved the concept of them. I love the concept of regular people deciding to be heroes. But they were just kind of like, oh, things are hard, I'm going to give it up.
Yeah.
Which was awful in my
That's what I really like about this movie and the Kick-Ass second comic book too, is the real heroes being
right
there, but yeah, you can kind of see fickleness there.
Yeah.
Which kind of ruins it.
I don't know, I always like seeing regular people become heroes. Maybe we can have another over-top hero enter the scene.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like Big Daddy or somebody that's kind of more reckless and ruthless than Kick-Ass is.
And
that would be interesting.
there's this nice little thing, maybe it's just me, but I liked that you could see all these different costumes, all these different...
Some, like, really...
Even the characters that weren't big, they all had, like, this identity in their costume.
I like... It kind of gave us the identity of the person, because some of them were really nicely put together, and some of them were just been thrown together. Some were more like battle influenced, and some of them were for like more or less just helping people.
Yeah.
Being more like a face then. Other than I guess Insect once again was a balance of both, and
I guess the parents.
The parents one almost made me cry. Their story.
Well, Dave handled that for you.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna tear up. Actually, it was sad. A lot of this movie is.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing in the comic book with them on the whole story. But yeah, they didn't really fight all that much in this, which I think they were supposed to be more the helping.
Yeah, but they understand the need for it at the end, which was really interesting. I mean, I guess one line, nice job, honey, might have been played for comedic effect, even though I wouldn't play them. I guess you can. It's funny and humorous that the mom and dad are superheroes, and I guess more. You think they would have kind of a more proactive role since everything's filled them to search for their son, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Which I guess it'd be nice to have an ending where they could actually be with their son again, but
yeah.
I guess with them not being like a main focus and all that.
Everybody's story kind of rounded out who they were really quick. The only person I would like to see expanded on was Night Bitch, actually, because the whole her sister being, I think, was it raped or killed? Just killed. I don't know. She was thrown in a dumpster, so it's probably,
killed and thrown in a dumpster. If I
remember but there's probably some kind of sexual aspect to it.
But the thing is, she was a nice character, but she wasn't really rounded all that much.
Yeah, I want to see more on that backstory, because you think her sister, you think there'd be more of a sexual aspect to it against crimes against women. So
yeah,
I mean, flat out, the Colonel says those are like guys that he goes after a lot are the really like the rapist and whatever, and the pedophiles. He gets his dog to bite him. Yeah.
They kept a nice scene from the comics too, which was when they got the hookers out of there.
Yeah.
They gave them the money, which I think Stripes had said, we're not going to use this money, but then they found a use for it. Because they didn't want to just make it go to them. They wanted to make it go to an actual source.
I understand do it that way, but if I was a hero, either if I couldn't find them, give the money to somebody, I would use it to finance myself.
Well, that's pretty much what they did with Big Daddy in the original.
Yeah, you have to. You need to continue the fight, and yes, there's going to be casualties on the way, but right there, they didn't really need it. Like, he already had a base of operations, and it doesn't need to be nice. They had internet and all that other stuff, so.
They had all they needed, pretty much.
Yeah, they had all what they're scrapped together. You don't need a bat cave, you need a base and equipment.
And they were finding their own way to spiffy it up without needing too many resources, too.
Which is also another reason to highlight regular people as heroes.
Even if Stripes isn't exactly the most regular person, but I guess
think
it's
debatable. He's normal to an extent, but he's an ex-mob official.
Yeah.
He's killed people, so he's probably loony from that, or he's always been a loony, but he's born again, so.
Because you can tell he's got the mob background. He's not played like a totally straight up good guy. He's played like somebody who has that experience.
I don't know, with somebody with a colonel name and all that, yeah, I kind of wanted to see him waste a guy. I don't know, I prefer villain, depending on what level of the criminal they are, I prefer them just wasting them.
I think it was nice that most heroes didn't kill in this, but I guess I kind of had that idealism sometimes.
I mean, I guess a lot of the motherfuckers' followers didn't need to be wasted because a lot of them were just really punkish kids. Which would have just kind of made us just look like really bad PR. But, like, Chris should have died, which he did. Mother Russia definitely should have died. You never see what happened to the tumor, but he probably got shot. She said 6 guys. She only shot, like, I think that counts the tumor. She said 6 because it was like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, probably.
She killed 5 guys because she threw 2 out of the car and they got ran over, and then she shot like 3.
I guess to an extent Hit Girl is where I could see the changed writer, but
yeah.
I guess that was more the lowbrow humor to me too, as I could see the changed writer.
Yeah.
Because I think Matthew Vaughn wouldn't have done that, and his wife.
Yeah. The really
Another case of different last name, which pisses me off. But
yeah, I understand when one gives their last names, but it makes us really confusing when you're both celebrities and like, oh, you're married. Congratulations. You made it difficult for me, you assholes.
Like Helen Bottom Carter and Tim Burton, but our theory is that he just likes to bang Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Or maybe Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a 5-some or something.
That's really messed up. I don't want to think about Tim Burton. Newton thrust him because we've seen his hair up top. Imagine if it's like that downstairs. Like a bird's nest. It'd be awful. You couldn't see his dick. It'd be like a worm. I got a lot of dick jokes in this movie, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, how many did they have in the original? I think it was mostly just that giant cock one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. There were some really, I thought, were untasteful lines. Mostly from Hit Girl.
That's the problem I have. Maybe it's that she's 15 and it really hit me, but there was
the
just
story
some stuff.
jokes itself were funny, and like her trying to curb it, but like the homophobic comment was kind of offensive in a sense.
That's just gay.
All this homophobic
Terrible.
shit's making you sound really gay.
Yeah.
That's the line. I'm like, yeah, we have a gay character. So, I don't know. Granted, they kind of took that word, but that's what it is now. So.
Maybe it's supposed to be that implication that the guy was gay because he was so homophobic. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if that theory is true, but anyway.
Get that in Degrassi.
Yeah, but Degrassi's really bad.
Unless you talk to Kevin Smith, who honestly loves Degrassi for some reason. Yeah, it's like...
Well, it's like a train
wreck. It's like
wreck.
one of his biggest things he talks about. He's like, I love Degrassi. Did you
Oh.
know they got a new show?
Yeah. What other characters can we talk about?
Kevin Smith as a superhero.
Oh, yeah! In the tumor, he looked like... the tumor in the comic looked like Kevin Smith, didn't it?
I didn't even meet... Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. I put that in. Oh, yeah. We should... We're gonna have a picture up. Yeah, you see, it's evil Kevin Smith. I wanted to see evil Kevin Smith.
Why didn't they get him for this movie? He'd probably do it. He was in Daredevil for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies for like. He's been in a lot of stuff for like 3 seconds.
He's been in a lot of comics for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Death of Superman or whatever. Oh, look at me.
I'm Kevin Smith. No, we don't hate Kevin. It's just sometimes he's kind of.
I like Kevin. It's just I don't really agree where he's going in his career. That's just me, but he's doing what he loves. So
Yeah, he's one of those guys. You can't hate him, but you can't really just absolutely love the guy.
It's kind of like he's a toned down Alan Moore, where Alan Moore will just say things no
Yeah.
matter how mean it is. But Kevin's always trying to be nice. He's always trying to be that cool guy.
Yeah, we got. What else can we talk about in the movie?
I'm
Shit, there's got to be something. The deaths, like all the action scenes were done well. We said that the characters were used properly. It's kind of off-putting with tons of different actors. The guy got really tan. Is it just me, or is Tom a different guy?
I don't know. I could look it up.
Yeah, we should IMDb that. Hold on.
I kind of thought that his father was a different guy, but that
No,
wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it's been a while. The guy can wrinkle up quite a bit. Your laptop's up here.
Oh, I was
We
going
gotta
to
go
look
to
for my
IMDb.
phone, but
Or whatever, I don't care.
I don't know where my phone is. So
Yeah,
you know what? Let's just do my laptop.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is...
hold on, we're IMDb and something.
Oh, there it is. It's under all these blankets.
Oh, I'm sorry, but your room is a mess.
I know. Don't apologize
You
to
gotta
me.
review.
Yeah.
Frick. This is what we do.
I should review the Devil's Carnival.
Let's not review music, because it's hard to do.
We're not reviewing music. We're reviewing the actual movie.
Oh. Well, it's hard to tell because it comes in a fucking CD case.
It's also got the CD, which when you put it on iTunes, you have to label everything.
Musical bug. I can't believe Chrome runs like shit on my computer. It's hard to believe. But Internet Explorer is like, oh, I'm perfect. Deal with it.
Okay.
I need a. Yeah, we need to get a
What
kick ass. No, fuck you, ads.
Why? Get off of your Comic Con. Oh my god. I heard the father from Epic was a douchebag.
I heard everyone's a douchebag.
Everything in Epic pretty much sucked.
Other than, shit.
The villainous father, I think. Okay, Todd. Not on there.
Yeah, that's
Well,
how.
no, he'll be in there.
Well, yeah, but he's not on the main page, which is,
Nope, wrong button.
You think Todd would have, if you've seen the first movie and some of the other stuff, you think Todd would have been the one that got played out more? Marty was already kind of sarcastic douchebag, whatever.
Here. Control F. Kick ass.
He doesn't have it on his film. He doesn't have the first one in his filmography. As far as I saw.
Well, yeah, but we haven't gotten very far into it. Huh. Yep, not in there.
Yeah, so
Different actor.
that's what I thought.
It kind of looks like him.
Oh, the actor, he was funny. I guess they just didn't write Todd that well.
Yeah, Todd was, at least in the comic, I think he came off a lot more as a character. In this, he just kind of
Todd was
dwindles.
Yeah, Todd was a fill-in spot. Same with, I guess, his girlfriend and kind of Mindy.
Yeah.
Pretty much every character other than new ones were fill-in spots, other than Marty.
Again, I kind of like what they did with Mindy, but that's me.
I-
It's kind of like, I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to get
Well-
the Hit Girl movie out of there, so they did that at the same time.
It's odd that at the beginning she's the mentor, and then really she
Yeah.
doesn't feel like any mentor role.
Again, what I think they were trying to do was they were trying to get a Hit Girl movie out of the way, so they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Unless maybe her moving was the Hit Girl.
Going to
Thing.
the hit girl. I really don't care. I don't
Yeah.
want to spin off.
I just want to.
Need one.
I just want to know how it ends for her, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's kind of like that whole Thor thing in Avengers. They told you about where his lover or whatever she is. I don't care. Was, and then they just got rid of her. They didn't mention her
It
anymore.
would have been awesome if in Thor 2 she comes back and she's like,
She
"Nah."
is.
Oh, it'd be awesome if she comes back, like, she's like, I'm pregnant. He's like, shit.
Thor has father issues. Why all this black things or stuff?
That would be interesting. Like, especially since they're bringing Loki back. He's like, Loki and him talking about actual, like, just family stuff. It would actually be interesting.
What is the plot of Thor 2?
I don't know. It's like every
Have you ever watched the trailer
It's like
and actually understood
It's like
what's going on?
it's every Marvel movie. You don't know any of it until you go sit down and
I
like.
feel like with a lot of the Marvel movies, I understand a lot more what's going on,
Yeah.
even in the trailers.
We've talked about basically everything.
And that's why we went into a midnight screenings where we just talked
Yeah.
about whatever.
It was a good movie. I can see why people have faults with it. I feel a lot of some of the characters weren't used properly or could have been done away with. I would like to see Marcus as a superhero. That would be interesting.
I'm probably still gonna buy this movie.
Yeah. Don't you have the first one?
I have the first one.
Yeah, might as well get the second one.
I also have Kick-Ass 2, the comic book, and I haven't bought the first one, even though it's at Action
Fuck the
Jackson's.
comics. Fuck kick-ass comics.
I'm probably gonna read all the comics just out of necessity.
You wrote Red Sun. Red Sun's amazing. If you haven't read it, get the fuck off our channel.
Red Sun is up there with Kingdom Come, up there with Sandman, up there with Alan Moore books. Why
Nothing is beyond Alan Moore. We have.
It's up there though.
Yeah, you can't surpass Alan Moore. He is probably like the god of graphic novels. I'm not gonna say comic books. I mean, I guess Stan Lee is like really. I would say Stan Lee would.
What is that? Oh, that joke that Mindy made with which was actually really
yeah.
funny.
Something.
You're like fanboys with Stan Lee.
Yeah, when they're like getting all soaked at the boy bands, then they're like. That was another thing off-putting. They're like. I understand like they're seniors, but the concept of her being squishy disturbed me. I mean, I guess probably the actress is of age, but
I just no.
I don't know. Sex is always kind of off-putting for me in movies because it just seems kind of phoned in all the time.
Yeah.
It's like we have sex.
I think with Hit Girl it was just really weird to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It doesn't even.
I think I was more.
I would have liked to see a polished up costume. I don't mind the costume itself, but
Yeah,
it is polished up. But it looks like they just dug off the thing from the first set without even cleaning it.
It's weird on her now. It's like the girl from Funtown or whatever. Lazy Town.
Lazy Town's fun now.
Yeah, but that's what that costume looked
Yeah.
like on her.
Yeah,
it
it
looked
just-
like she was from Lazy
They
Town.
didn't even look like they cleaned the damn thing. They just threw it at her like, here.
Wear this. It's
And
smelly.
we know Kick-Ass has at least like 2 new costumes.
Yeah.
Because they look clean.
The armor thing is really, really nice.
And then they got like a helmet. I hope it's a helmet thing going on, not just some really metal looking actual metal thing. I hope it's an actual helmet.
It could go either
Because
way.
he's been getting hit in the head a lot, and then
Yeah.
that's what sends him down. So he needs a helmet.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Actually, like a lot of superheroes didn't have capes. I hate capes.
Hey, Spawn.
Spawn's
Is different
Yeah,
to an extent,
Spawn's
even
cape-
though it can screw
Spawn's
him over.
cape is one alive, and plus he's a magical being, so I'll pass the cape for him. But like,
Yeah, but he still had to get used to it. At least he's a superhero who had to get used to the cape because, well,
the cape.
it did its own thing.
I wouldn't wear a cape into combat. I would wear maybe a long coat into combat, because you can take that off and throw it at somebody.
I guess Dragon Ball Z, when they had Piccolo in a cape, it was never really for the actual
It was for
fights.
it was for training.
Yeah.
I guess a cape to train, so you because you can use a cape, so you don't like triple, and you can become more agile on your feet.
Yeah.
And now we're discussing topics of superheroes, the tactics.
We ran out of things to talk about.
So it's a good movie. God, what would I give
Don't
it?
listen to the cinema snob.
God,
Fucking sucks.
God, what?
I'm just kidding.
Did he say flat out suck?
Yeah.
Oh my,
Him and his,
that's harsh.
Him and
That's really harsh.
yeah.
What would I give it? 7 or an 8? Not really
I'm
bad.
thinking probably a 7.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's just
Which is really funny because people are gonna see this is gonna be up before that, but people are gonna see like the Equestrian Girls review. It's like he gave a lot of 6, but he complains about it so much. And there's just
he complains about what?
the Equestrian Girls so much, but he gave that a 6, and he's not complaining anything about this, and he gives it a 7.
Well, that's because Equestrian Girls is fun, but it's not
got
that great.
It's got so many plot holes.
I guess to me this isn't the greatest movie, but like you said, it's not made to be a great movie.
It feels like it's made to be what the comic book should have been, and just to have fun.
To me, yeah, that's what these movies are. Is pretty much fun.
Yeah. But yeah, this was our kick-ass review, and Reject signing out from Noob Studios.
I used to have an actual sign out.